Hey folks, welcome to another HeroPress Tip of the Week. This week we're going to take a look at the plugin pages on WordPress.org, and I want to show you kind of everything that's there. We're going to do a full survey because there might be some things that surprise you. I'm here on WordPress.org. I'm going to go to Plugins, and you can see there are groups of them. Here are some block-enabled plugins, some featured plugins, some beta plugins. These are my personal favorites. There are some popular ones, and then at the top you can click to community, commercial, etc. So I'm going to use 3 different plugins to show you kind of everything that can go on a plugin page. This one is called Add Admin CSS, and it is for shoehorning some CSS into your admin area to do some things that you want to do, like maybe hide all notices or something like that. Right at the top, we're going to start with the header here. You'll see there's this great big banner. And banners, or plugins can have a banner, or they can choose not to. It's up to the plugin developer, and it's largely a marketing piece. Next, you see this notice on the Add Admin CSS. It hasn't been updated or tested with the latest 3 major releases of WordPress. This is not an inherently scary thing, especially if I know who built it. I know Scott, and he keeps his stuff up to date if it needs it. So just because it hasn't been tested doesn't mean that it's not going to work. You'll see over here on the Akismet one, the feature or the announcement is not there, and nor is it here. And I'll show you where you can see when it was last updated in a minute. So then we have an icon, and let's talk about the icon first, because it also is voluntary. You'll see Akismet has one here, but this one just has a pattern. And if there's no icon specified, then a pattern is magically generated for it. So you'll see this icon in your own WordPress install when you go to install this plugin, if you choose to do that. Next is the title, of course, and then the author. The author's name links directly to their website. Well, it links to wherever the author determines. So in the case of Dilip here, it goes to his WordPress profile. On the right, you'll see there's a little heart. If you mouse over it, it beats. This is where you can favorite plugins. I haven't favorited this one, nor this one, but I have this one. And if you have, then it will be red. Favorited plugins can be accessed from within your own WordPress install, so you don't have to go out hunting for them or even remember their name like I often fail to do. And then there's a download button. You can just download the zip file if you want to. So now let's move down into the main content area. We're going to start right here. There's a row of tabs: details, reviews, installation, and development. And over here on the right, there's support. So let's look at details first. There's a description, and there could be a variety of things in this description. In this case, we have a code block that shows you how you can use it in code if you want. We also have one screenshot. So there's a thumbnail, but there's no scroll bars to see it. And then there can optionally be a frequently asked questions area. And they just open up like this. And then at the bottom, it tells you who wrote this plugin. There's Scott Riley. And this one links to his profile. Let's see what it links to up here. See, this one links to his personal homepage. And so this link is much more customizable. Now, let's look at Akismet real quick in their description. They have no code. They have no screenshots. But they have a much longer list of contributors and developers. There's Matt Mullenweg. There's Automatic. There's Owen, Christopher, etc. And then over here, we have, again, one developer. But this time he has multiple screenshots, and you can scroll through them. It also has a small frequently asked question thing. And, it is, there are 2 developers. There's Jagar Banashuli. Nope, Banashali. Sorry. So that's the details. If you go to reviews, you can see the reviews in an attractive way. And I'll explain what that means in a few minutes. So let's bring up the reviews in the other ones. And they all look pretty much the same. We will look at a different view for reviews in just a second. Next, we go to installation. And this tab disappoints me the most because it always says how to manually upload your plugin via FTP and things like that. And the real answer is you go into WordPress, you search for it, and you click install. But I don't know why sites don't update that. See, this one says upload the Akismet plugin to your blog, activate it. They don't even say you have to search. And okay, so this one is exactly the way I think it should be. Go to the admin panel, go to plugins, add new, search for it, install and activate it. That's perfect. But now let's look at the development tab because that's really interesting. So contributors and developers. It tells you that this one has been translated into 3 locales. And then you can click to see who the translators were. And then there's a link to translate it into your own language. If you're interested in development, you can browse the code this way. Here, let me make that a whole lot bigger. You can browse the code this way. Let's open it up. There's trunk. And there's the code. Oh, you have to download it here. Open a new tab. No, it didn't. You can check out the SVN repository, which is going to have the same code, but it's just an HTML list looking at directly at SVN. You can subscribe to the development log, which will tell you all the changes. And this one gets updates every few years, so it's not going to be a whole lot of traffic. Other plugins, you get a ton. You can subscribe via email or RSS. Or you can just read the changelog right here. It tells you when it was updated and all that kind of stuff. Let's go look at another one. There's development. There's the translators list again. Browse the code, subscribe, etc. And here's a link to the older changelog entries. And then under development here, there's the changelog. Now, still across the top here, there's the support tab on the right. Now, this is an open forum. Anybody can post here. The author, users, whatever. And the author is not required to answer questions here. So you may or may not get good support here. It depends entirely upon the author of the plugin. So let's go back. Now we're going to look at what's in the right column here because there are some pretty important things. Right at the top, it says what version is latest. When it was last updated, 11 months ago. That's not too bad. 900 plus active installations. Whether that's a lot or not is completely relative. For example, if we come over here to Akismet, they have plus 5 million. And add admin CSS, 10,000. If I wrote a plugin by myself, I would be delighted to have 900 plus. I think the highest I have installed is like 40. This tells you the latest WordPress version it works in, which makes sense. This is a Gutenberg plugin, and 5.0 is when Gutenberg was brought out. Tested up to 6.0.5. 6.2 is the latest, I believe. PHP version 5.6.3 or higher. So you know it works. It's backwards compatible as far as WordPress. Languages, see all 4. Let's see. Oh, it opened right up. English, French, Japanese, and Russian. And here are some tags. They help you search. If you're searching the site, you can search for these things and find it. Now, there's an advanced view here that I want to show you that is kind of important. It's kind of a big deal. Active versions. So you can see there's still a few installs of 2.2 out there, and then 2.3, but most everybody's updated. And here's downloads per day. And I'll bet these relate either to the weekend or release days. 34, 33, so about 30 a day. Downloads history. Today there were 11. Yesterday there were 23. In the last 7 days, 79. All-time 11,000 downloads. So that's interesting. There are currently 900 plus installations. So about 2,000 have just deleted it. Advanced options. This section is intended for advanced users and developers only. There's nothing on this plugin, so it doesn't matter. We'll look at the other plugins for that. But this is an important thing. This is where you can download previous versions of the plugin. So if you accidentally update and think, oh no, I need to go back, right here's where you can do it. And that's under the advanced tag or link in the right sidebar. So let's go back one. Oh, you know what? I was going to look at advanced under Akismet. And they have nothing also. Which doesn't surprise me. There aren't very many plugins with advanced things only. But here's ratings. Now, you remember we looked at reviews. Reviews are made up of ratings. So you can click to see all. And these are the same things that we saw under the reviews link. They're just in a forum based. Because that's how they're entered. They're just forum posts. And you can put in stars. You can, if you're logged in, you can add your own. And you can see that right here also. And then there's the contributors list, which is very long for Akismet. It's quite short for Scott. The support thing here shows issues resolved in the last 2 months. So it would appear Scott does not do support through this, and that's fine. Akismet has resolved 3 out of 4, and the frequently asked questions one has again done 0 out of 1. So there's 2 ways to look at this. One is that they don't do support very much, and the other is that they don't need support very much. No, there aren't very many questions. And then you can view the support forum here, which is the same as that tab in the top right. So now we've covered everything. In my opinion, some of the most important things are under advanced view at the bottom, being able to download past versions, being able to look at past code, etc. And as a developer, I love the development tab and being able to look at the repository and see how it's built. If you're a translator, this is a great place to look for plugins that need it. So now you know the details of a WordPress.org plugins profile. I hope you find it useful.